And good evening, YouTube community, guys and girls. It's your boy back in the building, Lex Anderson. You've entered the Sports Opinion Log. Ran into a little bit of technical difficulties last night, but I am here, back on the scene, back on the set, recapping the 4 o'clocks and the Sunday night game in the NFL. And of course, Monday Night Football, of course, where the nation will be quiet and all TVs will be tuned in to see the Seattle Seahawks against the Minnesota Vikings. So, okay, to do my recap real quick, we had the 405 game, Broncos at 49ers. I had picked for the Broncos to win despite the fact that Emmanuel Sanders was out. Well, actually, he's done for the rest of the season, tearing his Achilles tendon in practice. I thought it would be a winnable game because of their defense, but no, some unknown tight end named George Kittle had 210 receiving yards, including an 85-yard touchdown scamper into the end zone. Definitely check out the highlights on that one, which you can find on my Facebook group at the Sports Opinion Log. Um, becoming the first 49ers touchdown, excuse me, becoming the 49ers first tight end with 1,000 receiving yards. So tip of the cap, shout out to Kittle for running all over and through the Broncos defense. Von Miller, I don't know what's up. Maybe he's smelling himself. But of course he would be smelling himself with all those high-profile Old Spice commercials because he definitely didn't hold up his end of the job, and the Broncos defense let him run all over the field. However, did you know that in the second half, Kittle only had one play called for him? All 210 yards were in the first half. He had a chance to break the great, legendary, iconic Shannon Sharp, over on FS1 with Skip. He holds the record for tight ends with receiving yards at 214. Okay, Bengals at the Chargers. The Chargers held on to win. Final score 26-21. But we're just going to move on from there because the Chargers, again, I know it's any given Sunday, but the Chargers let this game be a little bit harder than what it should have been. 425, the game of the night. This, of course, the game of the night in terms of the night games, because I already recapped the Dolphins, the Miami Miracle, the 62-yard touchdown, double lateral play, Gronkowski falling flat on his face, and Bill Belichick having to answer a litany of questions regarding, his train of thought in regards to why would you have Gronk out on the field anyway, because we all know that Tannehill doesn't have the kind of arm to airmail a 60-plus yard touchdown throw. Either way, final score, Cowboys win over the Eagles like I had predicted, 27-24 in overtime. And folks, let me tell you something. This game was honestly amazing because the Cowboys defense just showed how bad they suck. Every time the Cowboys would score, the defense would give up a big play. But Amari Cooper, folks, Amari Cooper, like Jay-Z says, I will not lose. Well, Amari Cooper single-handedly made sure that the Cowboys would not lose. 10 receptions, 217 yards, 3 touchdowns. Zeke Elliott ran all over the field, 28 carries for 113 yards. Dak Prescott, 42 of 54 for 455 yards with 3 TDs. However, 2 interceptions, but luckily they weren't costly ones as the Cowboys earned the win. Now, there was some criticism about the refereeing, blah, blah, blah. Cowboys fumble, opening kickoff. But let me just tell you one thing here at the Sports Opinion Log, which I've said before. The only difference between an NFL replacement referee and an NFL regular season and playoff referee is the word replacement. The level of incompetence never ceases to amaze me with the blown calls by these NFL refs. So when you think replacement refs, you think people who are subpar and can't do the job. But if that was truly the case, why would they be called up? No one called me to ask me if I would like to be a replacement referee. I would like to give it a try, but you got to read the rule book. Did you know that most NFL referees are actually lawyers, and this is what they do in their part-time? Yeah. So you just, human eye, human error, all that good stuff. But if you're there up close, looking at the play unfold and not calling it, well, shame on you. Okay, here we go. The game that I'm properly dressed for, and horribly a stat that I did not know, and of course I found out too late in the game, that Ben Roethlisberger is actually now he's 0-4, but previously he was 0-3 at the Coliseum, and the Raiders are the only team that he has not beaten on the road. And you dig through the stats, but of course you find all these wonderful stats on Twitter post game, which does me no good. So let me just grab the football because it's the Steel City. The Steelers had a chance to win. They had a chance to do miraculous things. They had a chance to kick a field goal with 5 seconds left to tie the game and send it into overtime, but no! Boswell slips and falls. So I'm not waving the terrible towel in surrender. I'm waving it and floating it around in exasperation, thinking, damn you, Boswell, how could you miss a simple 40-yard field goal to send the game into overtime, but instead you slip and fall, and the Steelers have now lost 3 in a row. My girl's upset. She's representing the Steel City. We're all upset here in Steeler Nation. But have no fear. There's still time to salvage what's left of the season, but it was a costly loss. And nothing is worse than these costly losses, not at the hands, but at the feet of these incompetent field goal kickers. It makes no sense. Final score, by the way, 24-21. But shout out to David Carr for not allowing the Raiders to tank the season, even though breaking news, they did fire their general manager, which makes no sense. I think Gruden is behind it. But of course he would be. 10 years, $100 million? If you're going to pay me, you're going to make sure that you incorporate the power that I can do whatever the hell I damn well please. Sunday Night Football, I had picked for the Rams to win. Shame on me. Why would I think that a sunny city, warm climate team like the Rams could go into cold, hostile Chicago and walk away with a win? Because that didn't happen. Final score 15-6 as Jared Goff coughed up 4 interceptions, no touchdowns. Gurley 11 carries for only 28 yards as the Rams lose 15-6 to the Chicago Bears. Shout out to Chicago. Trubisky, he had a game that was just as bad too. 16 of 30 for a pedestrian 110 yards, 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. But ultimately, it was the Bears defense. It was the Bears running game. The Rams, I guess they don't know that someone named Gurley plays for them, runs for them, catches out in the open field because he was definitely not utilized in this horrific loss. But hey, it is what it is, right? I'm Lex Anderson. This is the Sports Opinion Log. I'm not an NFL head coach, so who am I to judge? But I know that I would definitely have ran the football a little bit more if I had Gurley on my team. But speaking of my team, Steelers took a bad one. Hopefully they'll rebound the following week. That's all I have for the recap of the 4 o'clock and the Sunday night games. I will be back later tonight live for the Monday Night Football game. Seahawks versus the Minnesota Vikings. Maybe do a little bit of Monday Night Raw, but probably no Raw tonight because TLC is this Sunday, and I don't want to know anything because they're going to fill you in anyway when you watch pay-per-views, which is why I have WWE Network to fill me in. So yeah, we'll be here live tonight. So if you want to chop it up with me live tonight, make sure you do the right thing by subscribing to this channel and pressing that bell notification ding so you stay notified of all upcoming future videos. Thank you, YouTube community, for tuning in. This video, like all videos, is sponsored by my hair company at celebrityhaircore.com. If you're looking to get the gift of beauty and luxury, fellas, check us out online at celebrityhaircore.com. Pictures and videos are on the gram at celebrityhaircore. And you can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Fifth Avenue. I will be tweeting hashtag TST. Shout out to my boy M6 Drop. Thank you very much for tuning in. Your boy Lex Anderson, Sports Opinion Log, doing what I do best. Popping my collar, I'm signing out. Or go Steel City. Until next time. Woo!